G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Leighton Levitate and I'm a professional surf skater, and today I'm going to teach you the number one tip that you guys need to know so you can become a better surf skater. So if you're a beginner, you just got your Surfskate, you just got a new SmoothStar and you want to become a better surf skater, watch on, because I'm going to teach you this tip that's going to take your surf skating to the next level. It's going to make you surf skate a whole lot better. So let's dive into it. Phew! So the number one question that I get asked all the time when people get a new SmoothStar is they ask me, Leighton, do you tighten or loosen the spring on your thruster system? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's this little spring system right here on the thruster. You can tighten or loosen it. And my answer is always the same. I do not touch the spring system on the SmoothStar. I do not loosen it, I do not tighten it. The more I ride it, the looser it gets over time. Now, what I see most of the time when people get a new SmoothStar is that they jump on their board, they're super excited to ride it, and they don't really have that fundamental understanding of how to generate speed and how to ride the board properly. So they jump on there, and your first reaction to try and generate speed is wiggling your hips. They wiggle their hips side to side, right? And this is gonna give you some forward momentum. It's going to propel the board forward, but it's not really using the mechanics designed for surfing. It's not really incorporating those fundamental movements that get the board moving and get the board flowing and make it feel loose and fluid and smooth. So my number one tip for all you beginners out there to make your board feel a lot more fluid and a lot more responsive is to start incorporating that rail to rail surfing, that rail to rail transition. So shifting your weight from your toe side onto your heel side. This is going to make the board feel a lot more responsive and a lot more fluid. So how do we do that? Well, let's break it down. So when we stand on our board, we want to make sure we have the correct foot positioning. So we want to stand about shoulder width apart. We want to make sure our back foot is in between these two back bolts here in the back of the board here. Our front foot is in between these two bolts here and right about through that top third of the board, so anywhere in this area right here, depending on how wide your stance is. So we want to make sure our feet are sort of pointing on a 45-degree angle out like this. So imagine my hands and my feet are pointing out like this. We don't want one foot to be like this or like that or like this or like that. We want them sort of out like this, like that. So we have that nice stable foundation when we're standing on our board. Once we have that established, we want to start thinking about that rail to rail transition, that transitioning our weight from our toe side onto our heel side. So to do that, when we compress, we want to bend our knees. We want to make sure this front arm is on the outside of this front knee right here. And when we compress, we want to compress down and we want to shift our weight onto our toe side, just like that. So give that a practice on your board. Stand on your board, find something to prop you up, and just really practice shifting your weight onto your toe side, just like that, back and forth like that. So you can really get a feel of how the board is responding when you're putting that much pressure and that much force onto your toe side. And from there, do the same thing to your heel side. So shift the weight onto your heel side, just like that. So back and forth, toe side to heel side, toe side to heel side. And that's going to really give you a sense of how much force and how much pressure you need to apply to, sort of get your thruster moving back and forth, just like that. So once you've done that a couple of times, you're going to have a better understanding of what's actually making the board respond. It's that heel side, that toes to toes side movement. So to generate and propel us forward into the direction that we want to go and really get that fluid sense of moving back and forth nice and smooth, is we want to compress, shift our weight onto the toe side, and extend. So as we extend up, we want to shift our weight onto the back side, onto our heel slide, just like what we were doing just before. So we compress, toe side, extend, heel side. Compress, toe side, extend, heel side. So we're just shifting our weight back and forth like that when we're compressing and extending. And as we compress, we want to make sure our chest is over the front of our knees. We don't want to come down like this, sticking our bum out, making our chest come over the front of our toes. It's going to make us do like a little Pooh Man stance, and it's not the correct mechanics, and you're not going to generate speed properly. So when we're compressing or making sure our chest comes over the front of our knees, as we extend, we're bringing our arms up just a little bit like this and throwing them into the direction that we're going as we extend. It's going to help us propel us forward and give us that forward momentum. So we extend, shift our weight to the heel side, and throw our arms up into the direction that we're going. Now when we extend up and we shift our weight to our heel side, we're not leaning back like this, because see, like that, I'm just going to fall over if we shift our weight too far back on our heel side. So we're still keeping centered over our board. Our chest is still over the front of our knees, and our chest is still over the front of the deck of our board when we do extend. We're just shifting our weight onto the heel side of our board. And then as we come down, toe side, compress, extend, heel side, extend. So just do that a bunch of times. Just practice it on flat land, shifting your weight back and forth, and really accentuate that movement. When you're trying it for real, really exaggerate that movement. Go all the way to the toe side, all the way to the heel side, and throw your arms up as much as you can. And then you're going to really get a sense of what is happening with the board, how the board is responding to those really exaggerated movements. And that's going to help you, really get an understanding of what is happening with the board. So just do that a bunch of times, really exaggerate it for your first couple of goes. Then you can turn it down from there, and then you have a better understanding of what is actually happening when you are shifting your weight to the toe side and the heel side. And you find that your movement and your skating is going to be a lot more fluid and a lot more smooth, and your board's going to feel way more responsive. It's not going to feel as stiff because you're applying the proper mechanics to generate that speed. And then from there, once you get comfortable with that, you can start doing your turns, start doing your bottom turns, and it all comes from that compression and extension, that shifting your weight onto your toe side and shifting your weight onto your heel sides. So guys, that is my number one tip for all you beginners out there to help you become a better surf skate. It's that compression and extension, that rail to rail surfing, shifting your weight from the toe side onto the heel side. It's going to make your surf skating so much more fluid, and you're going to feel a lot more response from the board when you are skating. So give that a go. And once you get comfortable with that, you start applying it to your turns, applying it to the bottom turn, up into the top turn, and getting real radical with your surf skating. So just practice that. Get those fundamental mechanics down pat, and you'll be surf skating like me in no time. So let me know in the comments below if you have any questions, any dramas, any suggestions for any tutorials that you guys want to see next. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram to keep up to date with all sick skating video content. And with that said, go out and shred. Happy surf skating. Go out and have fun, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Phew!